So now we are solving some questions which are based on calculation of cost of equity, cost of debt, weighted average cost of capital, calculation of cash flows, calculation of terminal value, calculation of current fair value of the firm, use of Gordon's model, etc. And also the H model and some other questions also. So here we go with question number 45. Mostly this part is going to be simple, but yes, it is reflecting the current trend of examination. A company has issued 2 lakh shares. Number of shares are 2 lakh. Current market price is rupees 20 per share. 2 lakh into 20 appears to be 40 lakh is the market capitalization for equity shares. It has recently paid dividend of rupees 2 per share. Notice recently paid. So this looks like this is D0, right? 2 per share looks like this is D0, not D1. And it is expected to grow at the rate of 7% per annum forever. There is a constant growth in dividend. It means it is the situation of Gordon's model. It also has 6% preference shares of rupees 10 lakh. Okay, fine. And 8% debentures of rupees 20 lakh. Income tax rate is 50%. Situation 1. Company will issue additional debenture of 20 lakh rupees at an interest rate of 10% per annum. Dividend in this situation 1, dividend at the end of the first year will be rupees 3. So looks like this is D1. Growth rate will be 7%. Market price per equity share is rupees 15 in this situation 1. So I can say there is one existing situation, then one proposed situation, and then second proposed situation. Here also additional debt is 20 lakh, interest rate is 10%, dividend is 3 rupees, but what if the growth rate is 4% in place of 7%, and market price is 20 rupees in place of 15 rupees. So our first MCQ is, what is the current weighted average cost of capital? Look, if you want to do it yourself, 4 things are asked. What is current weighted average cost of capital? What is weighted average cost of capital under situation 1? What is weighted average cost of capital under situation 2? So you have to calculate weighted average cost of capital for 3 times. 1 under the existing situation, then under situation number 1, and then under situation number 2. 3 times WACC is to be calculated. So you can pause this video here, try to solve it yourself, and come again. I'll be waiting. Okay. So I hope you solved it, and if you're able to make some calculations, then you can cross check it with my calculation. If you were clueless how to do it, then don't worry, I'm going to solve it for you. So look here, the situation is like this. First of all, I'll have to calculate KD, KE, KP, and then only I'll be able to calculate WACC. So the formula for calculation of KE is D1 upon P0 plus G. Look, this is not a new formula. This is actually Gordon's model formula after shuffling. So the original formula is P0 is equal to D1 divided by KE minus G. But if I shuffle the formula, it becomes KE is equal to D1 upon P0 plus G. Here I would like to tell you one interesting thing. that P0 is dependent on D1, KE and G. But KE, looking at this formula, some people have an impression that cost of equity is dependent on D1, P0 and G. No, 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 not at all. P0 is dependent on D1, KE and G, but KE is not dependent on D1, P0 and G, sir. This is just a reverse calculation. This is not the original formula for cost of equity. This is just a reverse calculation. Let me remind you the original formula also. See, the original formula was like this. It was P0 is equal to D1 divided by KE minus G. Look, sir, this is the original formula. But if you know P0, D1 and G, you can calculate cost of equity as a balancing figure. Calculating cost of equity as a balancing figure does not mean that cost of equity is dependent on these figures. So the question says that D0 is 2 rupees. Look here. D0 is 2 rupees and growth rate is 7%. So 2 rupees into 1.07 will give me 2.14. Current price is given as 20 rupees. Growth rate is given as 7%. So when I solve it, 2.14 divided by 20 plus 0.07, I'll get it equal to 0.177. 0.177, that is same as 17.7%. So this is the existing cost of equity. Mind it, it is not weighted average cost of capital. It is cost of equity calculation by reversing the Gordon's model formula. Now for calculation of weighted average cost of capital, I'll take cost of equity as 17.7%. 2 lakh shares into 20 rupees per share, that is 40 lakh rupees. So I'm not putting all zeros, I'm taking it rupees in lakhs. 6% preference shares are there. So the rate of preference share is cost of preference share, you don't get a tax benefit. Of rupees 10 lakh has the weight of 10. And 8% debentures are there with income tax rate of 50%. So 8% after tax becomes 4%. And debentures are worth 20 lakh. So 40 lakh, 10 lakh, 20 lakh, total of weight in the denominator. When I solve it, I get it equal to 12.11%. I hope you also got the same answer. Is it? Have you got the same answer? 12.11? Congratulations. Not? Okay. Then check your answer with this answer and identify your error. Right? Now in situation 1, additional debenture of 20 lakh at 10%. D1, dividend at the end of year is given. So this is actually D1. Growth rate is 7%. Market price is reduced to 15 rupees now in this situation. You must have solved it, but I will tell you. Here D1 itself is given, so I need not to apply growth to it. So I'll directly put 3 rupees. Price is not 20, it is 15 now. Growth rate is same as before, that is 7%. So when I solve it, I get cost of equity equal to 27%. And then to calculate weighted average cost of capital, cost of equity is 27% multiplied by market value of equity 30 lakhs. Mind it, 2 lakh equity shares are there and each share is worth rupees 15. So 2 lakh into 15 is 30 lakh rupees. Then same 6% preference share of rupees 10 lakh. Then 8% debenture, so cost of debt is 4%, worth rupees 20 lakh. Then 10% new debentures. So after tax cost of debt will be 5%, worth rupees 20 lakh. In the denominator, it is total of the weight 30 plus 10 plus 20 plus 20. So this is, in the numerator it is 1050, in the denominator it is 80. And WACC is 13.125. If somebody asks you, it is not asked in the question, but if somebody asks you, what is marginal cost of capital? So marginal cost of capital is just 5%. Marginal cost means cost of additional fund raised. Here additional fund raised is 20 lakhs. So 20 lakhs and it is at the rate of 10%. Income tax is 50%. So cost of debt for extra fund is 5%. This cost of new fund raised is called marginal cost. So marginal cost of capital is 5%, while WACC after raising new debt is 13.125%. So answer here is actually, A. You must be thinking that what is so special in this question that I am solving it. Special point in this question is this formula. Usually you are seasoned that whenever KE is to be calculated, they will give you risk-free rate, they will give you market return, they will give you beta, and you will calculate KE. But sir, they can ask you to make a reverse. Once you get KE, then you can calculate value. But they can ask you to make the reverse calculation also. That is the special point of this question. Otherwise, this question is very ordinary. Under situation 2, here the growth rate is reduced to 4%. D1 is ready-made given as 3 rupees and market price is 20 rupees. So cost of equity is gonna be 19%. And the weighted average cost of capital, 19% is the cost of equity. 2 lakh shares into 20 rupees per share, 40 lakh. 6% preference share cost into 10 lakh. 4% cost of existing debt, 20 lakh. 5% cost of new debt, 20 lakh. Total of weight is not 80 this time, it is 90 lakh. So 1000 divided by 90 gives you 11.11%. Okay.